Good afternoon. I'm going to have a little bit of a different approach. We've been talking mostly about products and technologies thus far. We've had TENET Medical Engineering's been around since 1994, and we've had some commercial success. And what I want to talk about, and I'll touch on products, but I want to talk about the other things that are involved in having a company and how to make it successful. I have a couple thoughts on just what success is, and I'm going to go through some of these other main components that are very important in being able to be part of a successful company, and that's the company structure. Companies sometimes have the best product in the world, but because they're not set up properly, they fail. The product's very important. In medical, the regulatory and quality environments that are in your company and you're surrounded by are critical. And you have to be able to know where you are, whether you're a Class 1, Class 2, Class 3 device, and then being able to make products that meet all the requirements for all of the regulatory authorities that you're going to be involved with. To be a company, you've got to sell stuff. So, how are you selling it? Are you selling it yourselves? Do you have distribution? How are you going to service your products? For us, one of the most important elements is our employees. So what are you doing with your employees? And then money, of course, is always a bit of an issue, one way or another. Success. I was lucky enough, I played 12 years in the Canadian Football League, and I played on some very, very good football teams and some bad football teams. And in sports, success is gauged really easily. Do you win the game or do you lose the game? In business, when you have a company, there's also a pretty easy thing that you're looking at. It's like, do you make money or do you not make money? And so all the things that we're doing, whether it's for the product, it's the employees you're hiring, how much you're hiring them for, are you applying for funding, it's all coming down to, are you going to make money? And to do that, to be successful in football or sports or in your marriage or in your business, I believe it comes down to three things. One, working hard and being dedicated to what you're trying to do. Two, being able to make some intelligent choices. And three is luck. And whether you're trying to make some medical devices or you're going to go out there and you're going to try and win a football game, the Montreal Alouettes were the best football team in Canada this year, and they played in the Grey Cup, and they weren't the best team on the field that day. But on the final play of the game, they got a little bit of luck, and they were able to win. Okay, so luck is very important. If you're in research and all of a sudden you find some technology that can grow teeth, you know what? That might be a little bit of luck. But then it's what do you do with that? Our company, we began out of the University of Calgary in 1994. We applied for a heritage grant of $75,000, and we had 7 equal partners that jumped in at the same time. We each threw in about $1,000 each. And so we started with not very much money. However, we had a technology we thought had a chance. We worked hard on it. But as researchers, we found out that technology we were working on was really good for research and not so much commercial. So we were able to start that company, and we were committed to trying to build some medical products, and we just continued working with surgeons along the way, and we learned what our niche was. It took a while, but through that hard work and dedication, we were able to get through those first stages. We were dedicated to developing medical solutions, and in our initial group of 7 people, there were specifically 3 guys that were very committed to trying to give something back into research. So to be able to have research from the university, work through, educating students. Students can go out and join a company. The company then can make some money and develop some money that would go back into research and education. And that's been a big part of the tenets of our company from when we first started. The upper left-hand picture was our first product that we were developing that we got our grant for, and it's an arthroscopic indenter. And it's a really good research tool that sort of assesses health of articular cartilage in the knee. Now, we had the $75,000 grant that we started with, but that's a Class 2 medical device. And if you're in a Class 2 medical device, there are a lot of things you've got to know about before you can actually sell something. And we really didn't have a clue when we started making some products. These were some other simple technologies that we made for people at the Foothills Hospital and Rocky View Hospital down in Calgary. Our first commercial success was a product called a TENET fracture support that would replace a fracture table for helping people who have broken tibias mostly. Very good product, surgeons loved it, but we learned a lot about selling products because salespeople didn't like to sell this. Good product, worked great, didn't have any disposables. So we sold lots in Canada through word of mouth and going around and going to see the actual people. But when we tried to try and sell it through salespeople in the United States, the guy said, geez, you know, it costs $2,500. I make my 20% commission, $500, and that's it. I have to train the next guy that comes in and the next surgeon. Didn't like it. So to be able to sell a product, you have to be able to sell the product. It can't just be a good product. Our next product was a device that can put people in a sitting position for shoulder surgery. Got more surgeons that were interested in it. We began to get more distribution through independent distributors in the United States. The spider limb positioner is a product that for us is our world leading product. So it's the best product of its kind, and it's got a very little niche that we're involved in, but it's the best product of its kind in the world. So it's important for us in our technologies on the product side to make products that are the best. Because of the global nature of everything we do, we can't be the best just in Canada and expect to sell stuff, because the Canadian company will buy something from Switzerland if it's better. This device is used for holding arms, and so that's for shoulder surgery in those two positions. We got a lot of success in doing that. We had some disposables with that. Now, when I look at the success of our company, it's correlated very well with the employees that we've had. So you can see in our little chart here, we started the company officially in '94, and we worked our way up a little bit. We were working on a project with the Alberta Research Council and the Canadian Space Agency for a while. We were making a miniature exercise machine, and we were trying to sell that to NASA for work in the space station. And we lost the bid on that. At the same time, another group that we were working with in the state who were going to do employee testing with the same system folded. So we went from our big of 11 employees, and we kind of died. We went down to 3. We didn't have much revenue. We didn't have much help. We were just finishing that spider device, and we weren't sure. Did we close our doors? But we thought we had a chance. We thought we had a good product, and we developed some distribution, and so we kept at it. And then we've had a nice little progression since. And that was sort of that dedication thing. We had problems keeping our lights on at times during that period. Structure of the company. I mentioned that we had 7 equal partners at the start. Bad idea. Real bad idea. And so we were very lucky, though, because the partners that we had their goal was to have a successful company. And so we were able to change the structure so that it would actually work. And it accommodated the fact that people were doing different things and putting different amounts of money in. And so because we had a good group of people, we were able to get through that. And the people were, made some, we would say, smart decisions at that time. But we could have had a major problem where we just would have fizzled away and died. In our company, we've had little to no debt, which I'll go into regulatory in a second, but for a Class 1 company, that's probably okay. When you're in Class 3, you know what? You have to do so much upfront research before you need some major supplies of money. In our company, the other thing that we really tried to emphasize is our company is our company, which means it belongs to the employees as well. So we have profit sharing with our employees. After 3 years in the company, the employees can buy some shares and actually be part of the company, and it really makes a difference. They really believe in trying to make changes within the company that make us better. And then the last thing that we're committed to is our reinvestment in research and education.